Steve?
Yes.
I think for history, we ought to clear up whether if we go back to gold standard, we're gonna use troy ounces.
Mr. Burbidge is, look, he's on.
Yes, we are. Gold is measured in troy ounces.
Well,
That's
we
what
got
we're
these
using.
experts, we
Yes.
need to clear that up so we don't have that problem.
Any other comments? We have a number of other pieces of new business I know we can talk about.
Okay.
We've got Mary Louise Rich here with Harvest Hope. Mary Louise has been on vacation and actually she hiked to the top of Table Rock, I think. Mary Louise, can you report to us on what's going on with Harvest Hope in counties in South Carolina, and especially here too?
Thank you, Steve. We're going into our busy season. Holidays coming up. We've been very fortunate. A lot of corporate donors have stepped up and made some great contributions. Next week, we will probably see between 200 and 300 families a day for those 3 days before Thanksgiving. Between the two pantries. Typically, we will see 20 to 30. Now we will see 200 to 300. The new unemployment numbers come out today, and Steve, I'll send them to you when I run the analysis. They should be out at about 10 o'clock. And we will see if we did better last month, but we'll see if that continues this month.
Would you some of us weren't here last? What's year over year? What's the change that you see at Harvest Hope?
Actually, again, this year we saw a 25% increase in service capacity. And again, I'm happy to say that we do it with only 14 to 15% of all of our funding comes from any kind of government resources.
How many counties do you service?
We cover 20 of the 46 counties in the state. We go anywhere from Greenville in the upstate through the Midlands and to Florence and the Peaches.
Well, something that happened, I was hoping this person would here today, but not. Last week we had a minister here, and also we had a homeless
He actually
person.
said he was gonna be here today, so I don't know.
And someone told me that, so I was hoping we'd have a report from the field. I'm talking about really the field of homeless perspective. But Summer has some information. I mean, she has some details on this. Summer, you could give a summary of what happened last week with the minister and this gentleman after he made the presentation.
Okay, actually, when I was coming in the restaurant, there was a
Speak
guy
up,
out
speak
there.
up.
When I was coming in the restaurant, there was a guy out there who asked if he could have some money for food. And I don't give out cash, but I told him, come on in, I'll buy you breakfast. And so he did that, and while he was in here, fortunately, the minister was here, and he was able to, because he's trying to set up a program where he can work with homeless people, and so he was here presenting that. And he would, had him set up for a couple of days in his hotel, but he's looking for, the minister's looking for, blankets and things like that, because obviously you can't keep people in a hotel because, for the financial reasons. And so, from that point, I'm not sure. I got a couple of phone calls from Andre, and when I called him back, it would be somebody else's phone or something like that. So I haven't touched base with him. I understand he maintains between like here and the other side of the bridge is pretty much runs at. And so, I guess that kind of sums
Well,
up. I really thought the preacher was gonna be back here today, when I talked with him.
Well, what I had hoped is we would have a dialogue with Pastor Wade. We had minister and assistant minister with him. And he wants to do something like that to help as much as he can. I know I had one of the policemen from our church contact you a few weeks ago. And do y'all have built relationships with some of these other outreach organizations?
Absolutely. We have 493 community organizations, anything from soup kitchens to emergency pantries. And what we do is, because we're a member of Feeding America, we can leverage and collect food and get it redistributed. What people don't understand is, just because something's pulled off a shelf at a grocery store does not mean, according to USDA standards, that it's not still good food. There is a shelf life, and we have to abide by not only USDA standards, because we get USDA product, we have to abide by Feeding America and DHEC standards. Some of the food that you will get through Harvest or Food Bank is probably been gone through more thoroughly than you will at your local Food Lion or Publix. It is because we're held to a higher standard, particularly for cleanliness and serviceability.
Okay, so I understand a lot of stuff has to be thrown out, right? And so, I mean, I realize you don't have any choice in this or whatever, but to me, I would think it would be better for somebody to be able to come in and get that food and maybe have it, them know that it may not meet the standards rather than having them dumpster diving and getting the food that y'all had to throw out.
And what we would rather do is we'd have them come to our emergency pantry. Typically because we have 4 emergency pantries, one here in Cayce, one in, off of Shop Road, or on Shop Road, one in Greenville and one in Florence. And we'd rather have them come through our pantries. First time, we typically ask for a photo ID and social security card for everyone in the family will be served. If you don't have that the first time, we're not going to turn anybody away. But what we do is we'll have them come in, and we want to make sure that they're getting serviceable product. One of the things that Chris Daly, our Chief Operating Officer, has been very adamant about is being, to keep that amount of waste down. We go through everything, we recycle as much as possible. Trust me, we were green before green was cool. So we will recycle, reuse, but we do it to make sure that people get quality product as well.
Do you let the homeless know when you're putting stuff out in the dumpster?
They probably already honed
Yeah.
in on that, okay?
They have to climb the fence, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah, that would slow somebody that was hunted down, that's whole time.
Mayor, what's your, and I know, tell everybody what your position is at the Harvest Hub. What do you do there?
Actually, I'm wearing now 4 hats.
4 hats.
I'm Government Relations and Grants Manager, which means I advocate on behalf of policy for Harvest Hope at the state and federal level and local level. I'm also their grant manager. Last year we raised about $1.8 million in grants. Most of it is corporate and foundation dollars. I also am the data analyst, so in case if I start boring you with quoting current statistics in South Carolina, just tell me to hush. And recently, because of a reorganization, I'm also doing corporate solicitation and corporate fundraising.
So this is really part of your job.
This is part of my job. I get paid.
You're on the fly.
I get paid to come to breakfast once a week. I like it.
And for those of you on Facebook who saw her hiking to the top of Table Rock, what's that, the 3rd highest point? What's the elevation there?
I was like 40, I want to say 40 I mean, it was 3.6 miles uphill
Wow.
and then 3.6 miles
Downhill,
downhill.
which can't be the hardest part.
It is, my left knee is still sore. And the reason I wasn't here last Friday, I don't know if Steve told you, I had the pleasure of conducting a military wedding in Greenville on Friday. This is a soldier who is going back to Afghanistan for the 7th time. He and his fiancée got married, and I actually pronounced them husband and wife at 11:11 a.m. on 11/11/11. So keep him and his new bride in your prayers. And that's all I got to say.
Well, thank you. Let's get Mayor Louise. Thank you.